Do you have an introduction you'd like me to?
No.
It's the same title, that's right. If we're ready to go. Our next speaker, or our speaker, John Smiley, Choose Life. This is 5 to 7 minutes. Choose Life, John Smiley.
Bill Clinton is one. Natalie Portman is one. Me, John Smiley, I'm one. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, wouldn't you like to be one too? What are you talking about, John? Why, wouldn't you like to be a vegan too? Abraham Lincoln said, it's not the number of years in your life, it's the life in your years. In 2002, I was 38 years old, living in New Orleans, Louisiana. I had the typical New Orleans lifestyle with a diet to match. Bananas Foster for breakfast, crawfish pie for lunch, filet gumbo and jambalaya for dinner, and of course, creme brulee for dessert at all three. I had the waistline and the cholesterol to prove it. I weighed 250 pounds. I had a cholesterol of 249 to match. In March of 2002, I went into the hospital for emergency angioplasty. 3 days, 3 stents, and $30,000 later, I was released from the hospital with a fistful of prescriptions and the dubious medical advice to cut back on smoking. I asked, is there anything I can do about my diet? And the doctor said, well, just let the medicine do its work. The stents that we put in will last about 10 years, and at that time, I'll see you again for either bypass surgery or more stents. 10 years is a long time, and life gets in the way. Things happen. I took the prescription regimen for about 6 months before I got off of it. It was too expensive, and it had side effects that I didn't much care for. 9 years later, I was living in Seattle last January, and I remembered, 10 years, I'll see you again. Thought I really should go get checked out. I went to the doctor here. They weighed me, checked my cholesterol, 250 pounds, 249 cholesterol. Nothing had changed. I thought I was living a healthy lifestyle here, eating salmon, doing a little bit of exercise, but it really clearly wasn't enough. Again, the doctor's solution was, I'm going to write you some prescriptions, and somebody with a heart disease history probably should lose a little weight. Again, not much information. Turned out that there was something coming up in Seattle called Veg Fest. And I saw a billboard, a sign for Veg Fest, and it said there was going to be a doctor talking about how to stop, prevent, or reverse heart disease based on your diet. That caught my attention. I thought, maybe I should go hear this guy. So I went to Veg Fest, and the doctor proceeded to give this presentation talking about how a plant-based diet, in cultures that have a plant-based diet, there's virtually no heart disease. And that in the United States, 1 out of 2 of us will be a victim of heart disease. He also did something where he asked for volunteers to come up and have your carotid arteries, a sonogram on your carotid arteries, and that'll give you kind of a snapshot of the health of your arteries. I raised my hand, of course, immediately, and I was picked, and I went up, and he took a snapshot, and he told me I had the arteries of a 65-year-old. Well, that got my attention, big time. Based on what he had said, and this new information, I was ready to become a vegan. I I immediately went home and cleaned out my refrigerator and cupboards of all animal-based products. I got rid of the beef, I got rid of the bacon, and for somebody from New Orleans, getting rid of the butter was the toughest thing. I replaced it with beets, beans, and butternut squash. Well, the results were really amazing. Within 90 days, my cholesterol had dropped from 249 to 151. At 150, you're considered heart attack proof. My weight, I lost 20 pounds right off the bat. And this is just under a year, I've gone from 250 to 185 pounds. I've got more vitality than I had before, more energy. The animal fat and saturated fats and cholesterol that are clogging the arteries to your heart aren't just clogging. There are other organs that are being affected as well. I hear your question, but John, where do you get your protein? Where do you get your protein? Well, there's plenty of protein in vegetable products. In fact, the protein in vegetables is better for you than the protein found in beef, in animal-based products. We've just been told that the protein in animal is the protein we need. Earlier I asked you, wouldn't you like to be one too? Well, it's my contention that Abraham Lincoln, when he said, it's not just the years in your life, but the life in your years, that being a vegan and living a plant-based diet does exactly that. It adds life to your years. So wouldn't you like to be a vegan too? Choose vegan, choose life. Mr. Toastmaster.
John, take a minute.
No. I will be escorting the evaluation contestants out the door, please.